Theme name, Physical Science. Lesson title, The Phenomena of Temperature Change in the Water. Lesson objective. In the end of the lesson, the student will be able to 1. The student will compare the objectives extent in hot and cold water by the balloon. 2. The student will read the number of Celsius in thermometer that they will get it when they will measure the water temperature. 3. The student will be able to use the thermometer. Student profile. Student age 7 to 8 years old, grade 2, native and foreign student, Arabic and English speaker, learning style, visual spatial, bodily kinesthetic. 5 E's, engage, explore, explain, evaluate. Progress skills, observing, measuring, classifying, and analyzing. Engage. The engage a useful strategy as an introduction for the lesson. So, by the engage, the teacher can attack the student attention in the classroom. Also, it as a preparation for the lesson and encourage the student to learn the lesson.
Can you tell whether something is hot or cold? In that case, decide which of these 3 bathtubs you'd like to step into. This one, which is freezing cold. Or this one, which is boiling hot. Or this one, which is neither too hot nor too cold. It's an easy choice, isn't it? Well, go on. Step into the middle one. Feels just a bit too hot, doesn't it? Try the other foot. Oh, now it feels a bit too cold. Well, perhaps judging whether something is hot or cold isn't so easy after all. This is because the human body can only notice differences in hotness or coldness, how hot or cold something is in comparison with something else. But even your own feet can't agree about how hot or cold the water in the middle bathtub is. There must be a better way to measure degree of hotness or temperature, as we usually say. What do we know about hotness? Well, when the temperature of something goes up, its molecules go faster. The molecules in the boiling hot bath water are going too fast for comfort. And the molecules in the freezing cold bath water are going too slowly for comfort. If we could only make sure that the molecules in the in-between bath water were going at just the right speed for the human body, you could take your bath. But how can we measure their speed? Molecules are so tiny, we can't even see them, let alone clock how fast they're going. Wait a minute. There's something else we know about hotness. It not only causes a speed up of molecules, but this speed up causes matter to expand. So we could measure molecule speed indirectly by measuring the effect of that speed, the expansion itself. And that's exactly what a Swedish scientist by the name of Anders Celsius did in 1742. He took a liquid that expands quite a bit when it gets hot, mercury, and poured it into a little tube. He then put the tube into some freezing cold water, and the mercury contracted down to here. He decided to label this freezing point of water 0 degrees Celsius. Next, he put the tube into some boiling hot water, and the mercury expanded up to here. He marked this boiling point of water 100 degrees Celsius. Now he had a means of measuring the relative speeds of molecules. In other words, the relative temperature or degree of hotness of things. Comfortable room temperature is 20 degrees. But 30 degrees is a bit too hot. And minus 20 degrees is much too cold. Celsius could even take his own temperature and find it to be about 37 degrees, which, naturally enough, is the ideal temperature for your bath water, normal body temperature. All you have to do is adjust the water to 37 degrees, and you'll finally be able to take your bath, courtesy Anders Celsius and his hotness meter, Or if you prefer the Greek word for hotness, which is thermos, as in thermos bottle, his thermos meter, or thermometer. Is your bath water at the right temperature now? Oh my. Perhaps you should have taken a shower.
Explore. To explore something, that means you want to reach a complete information by searching and looking to it. And the explore depends more on doing something to get rid of curiosity. For example, the student was studying about the trees, so they go outside to explore the different types of the trees.
What you will need: 2 empty bottles, balloon, 2 person, one of them with cold water and we will call it B, and the other person with hot water and we will call it A. First, you have to give the student the instruction about how they will do the experiment. Then, they will start doing the experiment by themselves to be student-centered. They will take this 2 bottle and put it inside these 2 person, but they will take the glass bottle and put it inside the hot water. As you know, the plastic bottle will damage inside the hot water, so they will put it inside the basin like this. Then they have to put the balloon, as you see, in the hole of the bottle to keep the air inside the bottle. We will put it like this in 2 bottles, and we will keep it inside the basin, and we will leave it maybe around 5 minutes like that to observe and see what will happen to the balloon in this time.
Explain. The explain will happen by the students' discussion. For example, the students will explain and clear what they did in their experience for each other. They will help them understand more clearly, and they will benefit from each other's opinion. Also makes them thinking about the experience more.
Then you will let the student explain why these phenomena are happening. So, why the balloon are swelling in the hot water and in the cold water is not. So, in this way you will give them the chance to explain, and in the same time they will learn a new information. After that, you can give them the true information about this phenomena. In the end of the experiment, you can evaluate the student by giving them a worksheet and let them answer based on what they observe in the experiment. Measure. The measure helps the people to measure the objective size or the liquid amount. For example, measure the water amount and the apple size. Observe. Monitor the development of something or someone through watch, view, or note for the process of knowledge what the difference will happen, or, for example, how it's working.
What you will need: 2 cups, one with cold water and one with hot water. And we need a thermometer. In this experiment, the student will compare between the temperature different in cold and hot water by the thermometer. So, you have to let the students do the experiment by themselves to be student-centered. First, they will put the thermometer inside the hot water, and they will observe the measurement of the temperature.
Then they will put the thermometer in cold water to measurement the water temperature. And in the end, analyze to examine something carefully and in detail so as to identify reasons, key factors, and possible results. For example, analyze the rain by looking for the reasons and the factors that help to rainfall, such as the evaporation of seawater act. And in the end of the experiment, the student will analyze the cold and hot water temperature.
In the end of the experiment, you will give the students the worksheet to reflect their understanding.
Definition: Silesia. Noting a temperature select. Silesia select in which 0 represents the ice point and 100 the steam point. Phenomenon: effect, occurrence, or observable to study the phenomena of nature.
Tools: PowerPoint, iMovie, Canon camera, phone, internet, movie edit touch, school book. I wish the teacher tried to teach this lesson to the student because it's a way to explain a very simple lesson about the temperature.